Hello and welcome back to GirlCode.
I'm Ava.
And I'm Claire.
And we're really excited because I feel like this episode is a big one. It covers a topic that both me and Claire have definitely struggled with. And we've worked to grow in. And I feel like we've helped each other in that too. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so today we'll be talking about setting boundaries and allowing yourself to say no, aka how to stop being a people pleaser.
Yeah.
This is something
we both
struggle with.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think actually a lot of girls struggle with this because I think that like society holds us to a higher standard when it comes to like the way that women present themselves and being easygoing and not causing a ruffle or like a ripple. And so we're here to talk about how you should be loud and how you're allowed to take up space and do what's right for you.
Exactly. Okay, I feel like we can get into the episode.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to start off with the most important thing, which is remembering that boundaries are never rude, which is still something, honestly, I struggle with all the time. I'm like, I don't know if I like really don't want to do something, I have zero energy, but I'm like, but I don't have a valid enough excuse. I feel like I'm just rude if I say no. I have no reason to say no. You know, that's how I feel all the time. So
I think that is an excuse, though. Like not wanting to or needing a moment to yourself is absolutely an excuse to say no.
Yeah, because no one should expect you to do something unless it's like crazy important that is going to drain all of your energy, you know, because a lot of people wouldn't do that for you.
Exactly. I always think that. I'm like, hey, would this person do this for me? Not being like, not saying that if the person wouldn't do it for you that you shouldn't do that or you shouldn't do something that would make you a good person, but just like keep in mind if you're overextending yourself for people who might not return the favor.
Yeah, I mean, it's partially true. Like, I like to try to be the bigger person and sometimes do things for people that I don't know if they would do for me, but I realized I was doing that like every single possible time I could, and it really drained me, and it kind of made me feel like I didn't have a lot of worth to my name, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I really kind of like chips away at your self-worth. I think when you're constantly prioritizing other people and not allowing yourself to be put first or prioritizing your own needs, because if you don't prioritize your needs, who else is going to do it?
Exactly. If you don't show people that your needs are important, no one else is going to treat them like they're important. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like at our age, this is kind of like off topic, but you kind of have to act like an adult to your parents to be treated as an adult.
Yes.
So if you're acting like a kid, if you're not making adult decisions, they're going to treat you like a kid, right?
Exactly.
You kind of have to treat yourself and act the way that you want to be perceived.
100%. You have to show them first that you're capable of being treated like an adult for them to treat you like an adult. You can't just expect them to treat you like an adult and then you rise to the occasion. You have to do it first.
Yeah.
And that being said, I also think that you shouldn't expect people to anticipate your needs.
Oh,
like,
that's a
don't
good
be
one.
petty. Like, if you can't do something, don't expect your friends to, like, expect that you actually have too much going on and that you shouldn't be able to do that. Like, you need to tell people no, and you can't say yes to everything if you need to say no. Don't expect other people to just assume what you do or don't need.
Yeah.
You need to stand up for yourself.
No, perfectly said. I don't even have anything else to add. That was perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
move on.
Yeah, so I feel like Claire touched on this in the intro, but girls are definitely held to, I think, you can hate on me if you want, a higher standard than men when it comes to
100%.
behavior or, you know, just acting proper, right? Like, I've seen men get away with a lot of things, whether it be like walk into a party and not say hi to anyone or like just not proper manners, but it's just like, oh, you know, boys.
Boys will
are
be
just like that.
boys.
Boys will be boys,
I
right?
hate that saying.
But then, God forbid, I forget to say hi to one person because I didn't see them, and they'll call me a mean girl, you know?
Yeah.
It's just, we're expected to be so prim and proper and know everything when boys don't have to. So I feel like we're just always taught to be more agreeable and accommodating.
100%.
And men can get praised for a little bit less, some men, and like praised for less and get away with more, which is frustrating. And we have to remember, I don't know, just remember that like we shouldn't be held to that standard, and we should be able to say no if we want to just as much as they do. Not as much as they do, but sometimes. Sometimes.
And yeah, just to continue what you were saying, I think that sometimes when women set boundaries too, it gets described as like being aggressive,
Yeah.
or being like over assertive, or being like emotional, bossy, whatever it is. And then when a man does the exact same thing and sets the exact same boundary, it's not even just talked about because it's just so normalized that he's allowed to do that.
Yep. How many guys have I heard of that will like skip an important event because they're like, oh, I have like a show to watch, like there's a game on, I can't come, you know what I mean? But then what if, like, I don't know, I wanted to skip something for like the Victoria's Secret fashion show? Like,
no,
they'd be like, wow,
on.
like I can't believe you would skip something so important for something silly.
Yeah, exactly. It would definitely be like seen as less important for sure. So
yep. Not hating though, not hating.
And then another negative impact of not being able to say no is burnout. You will burn out very, 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 very quickly. And I think that people pleasing definitely leads to burnout, and then it leads to like resentment towards yourself, towards your friends, your partner, whoever you're having trouble setting boundaries with, and then constantly feeling like anxious and overwhelmed when people ask you for help because you don't want to say no or you don't know how to say no, and then you take on the burden of trying to help them, which is a lot to bear with everything else.
Yeah, you know, I've felt this burnout feeling before when I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what to label it, so I kind of just thought that I was being a rude person, you know? I like felt myself getting tired of things being asked of me, like the same thing over and over. I'm not like, you asked me to do something once and I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah.
But if it's the same thing over and over and the person just isn't trying, I will get really frustrated within myself, and then I'll just convince myself, oh, like I must be like a rude person. I must like not have enough patience. But then I have to look back and be like, no, I'm going through a burnout. Like, this has been way too much, and I'm allowed to get tired of something.
100%.
But it's also my fault for not setting those boundaries because in the past I haven't been very good with that, you know, which is what we're here to talk about. But
exactly.
Yeah.
And I like what you have written here about how, like, saying yes to everything actually makes your yes less meaningful.
Yeah.
I think that's 100% true. Like, when you constantly say yes to whatever anyone brings to you, you're giving all of your time and your energy, and then if you just say yes to everything, people know that, and then you saying yes to something is not. You need to be picky and be like intentive. No, that's not a word. Intentional.
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 Yes. I thought it was a word. It's okay.
Thank you. With what you're choosing, because that's what you're putting your time and your energy into, and that needs to be meaningful and important.
The way I think of it is like an analogy would be like if my friend FaceTimes me all the time and I answer every time, even if I'm ready to go to bed or I was just about to get into the shower or anything like that. First of all, we're not going to have a lot to talk about every time because we're calling all the time. And second of all, she's going to get the worst sides of me, the tired side, the hungry side, the side where I wasn't mentally preparing myself to talk to someone, or I talked to people too much that day and I wasn't ready to add on. You're just giving them a more quality version of yourself when you're doing it when you want and need to.
100%.
And if your friend needs you, that's different. And I have friends that when they need me, they don't care if I'll just sit there and listen. They just want me on the phone, which is completely understandable. But if someone's expecting you to like sit there and just chit chat for an hour when you're exhausted, you're not going to give them the proper side of you, and that's not fair to either of you. So might as well just be like, hey, I know we said that we would like FaceTime and chit chat, but I'm really exhausted. Like, is it okay if we talk tomorrow?
Yeah.
And you'll have a much better conversation.
100%. And like, I think we've all been on the other side of these kinds of conversations where you're talking to someone and you can tell that they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And it makes you, like, as the other person, feel bad.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, like, it's like you're dragging on the conversation when you're talking to someone and all they're saying is like, yeah.
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 Cool.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Or like the really slow answers and like just the like not being interested in the conversation. It makes you as the other person feel really bad, and like maybe you take it internal and you're like, what, like, am I saying something wrong? Are they mad at me? Like, have I messed up? So I think it's good too to like make sure that you're showing up the best that you can, even if showing up the best as you can means not showing up at all.
1,000%.
If that makes sense.
It's a really hard lesson to learn, though.
It is.
Like, I'm still really, really bad with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What are we talking about next?
We did talk about how to recover / escape from burnout.
I actually don't know. Like, would you like to enlighten me?
Okay, so this is just what I've tried and tested. I saw a quote one time that was like, once you create a plan, you've solved half of the problem. And I think that's so true. I am so bad at saying no to projects and things, and like if people ask me to help with like a project or like work stuff, I will pick all of it up. I will do everything I possibly can.
Seriously, like Claire will like tell me, oh my god, I'm so stressed out, this week is gonna be so busy. And then the next day I'm like, hey, like you had that one day free, right? Like the one day you were leaving. She's like, oh no, I'm booked,
it's gone.
I'm like, what like you were just freaking out about how busy you are, and you said yes to something else.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm like, good for you, but like maybe you should like keep a little bit of time for yourself.
Yeah, I don't even have anything to say for myself. Like that's fully very, very true. I am very guilty of picking up so many things. I'll pick up like all these shifts at work, even if like, yeah, it's bad. But anyway, my point is that when I feel really, really, really stressed out and really anxious, it's important first to be able to recognize that in yourself, like recognize that the constant stress and anxiety is because of how much you've picked up. Like sometimes people don't know that they're feeling so stressed and anxious because of all the work they have to do.
Yeah.
So it's important to like identify that emotion and where it's coming from. And then I'm a planner, so I will sit down with my little notebook and I will like write out a very detailed plan about how I'm going to fix everything and get everything done, and I find that really helps. And then another very hard lesson I've had to learn is that it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
I struggle with that a lot. I am the kind of person that's like, no, I can do it myself. Like I can do it on my own. Like I don't need to ask other people for help. But there's been times where I'm really stressed and like my mom will notice and then she'll sit me down and like we'll make a plan about how I'm going to get through everything. And so I think that that's really helpful too, to have like an outside perspective looking at it and telling you like how best to manage, not like telling you how to manage your time, but like giving you advice on how to manage your time. But like talking to your friends and asking for help it's a good thing. And they're there to help you.
And even if they can't actually help you, just talking to them and then maybe figuring out that you both feel like you're in the same situation, it helps a million. Because like usually you just feel like you're alone, like no one has this much work to do, no one feels this stress, like I'm alone. And then you realize your friends feel the exact same way, but you look at them and you're like, oh, like you don't have as much to do as you think you do, you're just overwhelmed. They can see that in you as well. But you're right that I feel like oftentimes people are so stressed about the unknown and about what they will have to do to get to the end point. So if you plan it out, like I'm a visual person, so I also like to write down. It makes so much more sense. It makes it feel actually possible. Because when I get really anxious, I just think things are impossible. I'm like, how will I ever be able to do that? It's never gonna work. I'm very like, I can be like that when I'm stressed. So actually having a plan is like, wait, I could make it work, and I will make it work.
Seeing it laid out visually is very, very, very helpful, just like you said, to like making it feel like you can do it. I'm also someone, this semester I've really gotten into using my calendar. I know I'm late to the game, but
you
like
have a physical calendar, right?
I don't have a physical calendar. It's like on my computer.
Oh, okay.
And on my phone and stuff. So like I put everything in there. It's all color coded. She's all ready to go. But the previous couple years, I would just rely on my brain. And you can't do that.
No, I started like the Google Calendar. And I love it. And I didn't have to like add my own things. Like all my classes automatically joined, and then I color coded them, like you said. Like today, 10 minutes before this happened, I got a little pink notification. GirlCode in 10 minutes. It's like it just like lays it out for me, and then it has the tasks. Like, there's like a tasks folder, but then the tasks also go onto the calendar. So
you can see
everything's together, right? And you can see, okay, I have this task that I was stressed about, but it's not due until Friday. So realistically, I have time, right?
100%.
Yeah, it's so much better.
So like I said, I've really been into using my calendar, because before I would just rely on like my head being like, oh my god, I have this to do tomorrow and this to do, and then I was just getting so stressed and so overwhelmed. So make use of your calendar. It's there to help you.
Please. It's so fun, actually. Setting it up is like, it was like the joy of my week.
It's fun. If you get into it, it's really fun. And your calendar is very cute, so I'm jealous.
Your calendar is very cute.
Thank you.
It's goals.
Okay.
Okay, is it time for the quote of the day?
It is.
Okay. I saw this one last week on TikTok, and it just like popped up on my free page, and I took a screenshot. I was like, I need to like save this. It was, once I truly understood that my time is expensive and my energy is limited, everything began to shift. And that's like, I don't know, putting it into words like that is crazy, because we tell people like, oh, like, know your worth, and like you're worth more than what you're putting out, but you don't really think about it as expensive.
Yeah.
It is.
It is expensive.
And imagine if, like, you're just giving off, like, physically this expensive thing to people all the time. You wouldn't do that with an actual object.
Exactly.
So why are you doing it with yourself, you know?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, here it's like I said, treat your time and energy like a physical value.
Yeah.
And like a physical item, and be very intentional about where and how you're spending your time and your energy. This is slightly unrelated, but I saw this girl on TikTok one time, and she was texting her dad about the breakup that she was going through. And the dad texted back, and he was like, I know this is really hard and it sucks, but like that guy gave you back the most precious thing he could give you, which is your time.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, that's real.
So, like, and obviously, like, it still sucks, but I think that it really helped to shift my mindset too. Like, you get your time back, and that's something that you can never get more of. And I think that's really important, to treat your time as valuable.
That's actually a really good point, because in all of my, like, friendships, any types of relationships, I've always thought of it as, like, oh, I'm so lucky that they're giving me their time, right? I've never thought of it as they're lucky that I'm giving all my time into them, even though they aren't doing the same.
Yeah.
Right? I've never thought about it. Like, it's always been like, oh, thank gosh they're letting me come over for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, that's so nice of them.
Yeah.
So it's really valuable to think of your own time as valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that being said, it's also important to think of other people's time as valuable. If someone is investing their time and their energy into something to help you, or like you in general, be grateful for that. And like make sure that you express your gratitude, because it always feels good when someone like acknowledges what you've done for them, and like how you're helping them, and like even just saying like, I appreciate you doing this for me. When someone says that to me, I feel so happy. I'm like, I'm glad that like what I've done has helped you, and like just knowing that it helped you, I'm super happy. Not that I do it to like get the joy of helping you, but like just knowing that it was I
think, like, while we were also talking about, like, being the bigger person, it is really important to figure out who's giving you what energy and to balance that out. Like, it's good to, like, be that kind of person that I feel like you and I both like that you'll give more energy to other people than they do to you. Just because out of the kindness of your own heart, you're just like, you know what, like, maybe they're struggling, maybe they don't have enough time, I'll like make up for it. You kind of like, it's good to be like that, but you also need to make sure it's kind of balanced. Like, for example, if you're driving someone that is like spending a lot of your gas money, once in a while, I'm not going to ask my friends to give me gas money. If someone that you're not that close to and hasn't done a lot for you, you're giving them rides every single day, I'm cutting those rides if you're not at least being thankful or trying to help out with the gas money, right? And that's not to be like a rude person, like, oh, you have to give this to me or else I won't help you. But that's a clear example of someone taking advantage of you. It's not like, oh, they can't find a ride, like, I'll just like, can I come with you please once in a while? That's completely fine. But sometimes it gets to the point where they won't even try to figure it out. They'll just expect you to. And that's when you have to look back and realize, you know what, am I being a nice person or am I being a pushover?
And that makes you feel bad about yourself as well. I think we've both experienced that. And I also, this is my pet peeve when people don't just directly ask me for something. Like, if you want a ride, say, hey, Claire, I know you're going to this place. I'm also going to this place. Would you mind driving me?
What a concept.
I would say yes.
Like, I've been at work and I'm leaving, and this, like, I used to work in a place with like 50 coworkers. So there was like people that I didn't even know their names, right? Like, we barely talked to each other. Someone I barely knew was like, oh, like, how are you getting home? And I was like, oh, I'm driving. She's like, must be nice. And I was like, yeah, it's nice. And she was like, well, I only live like 15 minutes away, actually. It's not that bad if I were to be driven, but like the bus is like, it takes a long time. And I was like, I didn't know what to say. I had to be home because I had a family dinner. Normally, I think I would have cracked. I would have been like, oh, it's okay. But it's like 15 minutes this way, and I'm that way. You know what I mean? It would have turned me into a 45-minute drive. So it's like, for my friend, 1,000% always. But like, I don't know you, and you're also not being respectful enough to just have a conversation with me about it. You're trying to like make me feel guilty. So it's like, oh, like, okay, have a safe like travel, like and then it makes me feel like rude for saying no and having boundaries. You know, I hate, that's my pet peeve, when like people make you feel guilty for having boundaries.
100%.
You need to understand that people can't do everything for you, and they have the right, especially if you're really close to someone, you love them, you cherish them, you should trust their judgment. you know?
Yes.
You shouldn't just expect that they're trying to take advantage of you, you know? So you should try to, even if you don't have the ability to give yourself boundaries, you need to try to understand other people's boundaries.
Yeah. And, like, I did used to do this, and sometimes I do still do this, so I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because it is my pet peeve, but I do it.
It's always the case, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it also just comes from, like, you're scared that the other person is going to say no.
Yeah.
And then when they say no, you feel so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Even though you shouldn't feel embarrassed, because, like, if you need a ride, asking for a ride is how you get a ride.
Exactly.
Like, that's not embarrassing.
Exactly.
But it's embarrassing when they say no, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you don't feel comfortable having a proper conversation with someone, asking for a favor, then just don't go to that event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you need to get to a point where you're comfortable either trying to figure it out for yourself, or you have people around you that you can have open conversations with.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my best friend lives kind of far from me now because I just moved. So I used to drive her everywhere because she was right next to me. Now it's a bit harder. Like, picking her up to go somewhere, it adds 30 minutes to my drive.
Yeah.
But she's my best friend. So, like, I never want to say no.
Of
and,
course.
like, I'll be, like, half asleep, like, waiting to go home. She'll be like, I'll take an Uber. And I'm like, no, like, how do you? And it's like, she'll never ask because she's, like, kind enough to be like, I'm not even going to expect this of you. I'm going to book my Uber before you even say that you're going to drive me. And she's really sweet. But I will try to stop her because the thought of her having to spend money when I could add my time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's the kind of person that I'm okay spending my time for.
Yes.
And if it's someone that wasn't giving me anything, like wasn't adding any substance to my life, I'm not 30 minutes of my time, it's valuable. You know, I'm not going to just give it to anyone.
100%.
So you just have to pick and choose, and that is not being picky or rude or anything. Just be picky. Same thing with like friendships, relationships. Be picky. Like, it doesn't make you rude.
It does not make
To
you
have
rude
standards
at all.
for yourself and for other people.
Yeah.
At all.
Okay. That was well said.
Yes, thank you. I got passionate.
Okay, so the next topic is that no is a complete sentence. And I think that is very important to talk about. And I've been trying to work on this for a long time, but we need to practice saying no without over-explaining or apologizing. And that's hard to do.
I'm still not very good at this, honestly. I think I've gotten a little bit better. I'm not great at it, though. It's so hard to not give an excuse. You know what I mean? Not, like, I think I wrote this down. I'm not good at lying, and I get very stressed out if I do have to lie. Yeah. So, like, for work, I would rather, like, if they call me in and I'm really exhausted, I have a headache, I would rather just, like, be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come, and then, like, not explain unless I have to, because I'd rather that than have to give, like, a fake excuse. Like, I can't. Like, my body doesn't allow me. I sound, like, everyone can tell when I'm lying. So
I don't like lying. I was raised by my father, who is very adamant against lying. Like, in my household, lying was the worst thing you could possibly do. Like, worse than the thing that you did.
Yeah.
Like, if you lied about what you did, you'd get in more trouble for lying than for what you did.
Yeah.
So I really do not like lying. But I am super guilty of apologizing when it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's like, oh, like, if they ask me for a favor and I can't do it, I'm like, sorry, like, I'm sorry, but it's not my fault that I couldn't do it. Unless, like, I did something wrong, obviously I'll apologize. But it's not my fault that I couldn't do something. Or, like, even yesterday I was working on set, and, like, I was helping address one of the lav mics, and I kept being like, sorry, but it's not, like, I'm doing my job.
It's literally your job.
Literally my job. So I need to stop apologizing when things are not my fault.
I think we're both the kind of people that, like, someone would bump into us and we would say sorry.
Yeah.
Which has happened to me many times.
Someone would run me over and I'd be like, sorry.
They'll literally give me, like, a dirty look and, like, bumping into me, and I'll still be like, oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Even though they, like, intersected me.
Yeah, even though they hit me. Unless I'm driving, in which case I don't apologize. You
have more confidence.
I have more confidence.
Yeah.
I will use my horn.
I used my horn for the first time, like, a year into driving. Like, I was not excited about it at all. Like, if someone was just slow or, like, didn't see, like, the green, whatever, it's like I can't bring myself to honk because I'm scared. Oh my god, what if they think it's a rude honk, not like a, hey, like, just notice, like, a little, the green, like, honk, beep, beep. You know? Exactly. Yeah. I wish there was, like, a nice honk.
Yeah.
Like a beep beep and then a honk.
And then a honk, yeah.
I wish I had both options.
Yeah.
But once I started, I felt like a new person. I was like, I don't do it often, but when I do, I'm like, I'm powerful, you know? It's hard to be like a young girl on the road. I feel
It's scary,
So I need like some like form of confidence.
Yeah.
And that is it for me.
One time I was so
What?
One time I was so overconfident, and looking back, I should not have done this, but I honked at a police officer.
Literally, how does that happen?
So I was driving through an intersection, and the other people had an advanced green, like coming from the other direction. So obviously they got to go first, and I was chilling, I was waiting to go. And usually the advanced green lets in like 3, maybe 4 cars.
Yeah.
Right. And the cop car was like the 5th. Like it like fully cut me off.
Dang.
And I didn't do like a honk. I did like a little like beep.
Yeah. No, but that's valid. That's more like a, hey, be careful. Like,
yeah, but then
watch out.
Because like I remember I saw the car coming through, and I was like, oh, that's rude, I'm gonna honk. And I saw it was a cop car, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna honk. And I was like, wait, no, I'm totally gonna honk. And I was like, I don't know where that surge of
Wait,
confidence.
that's so funny that you were totally aware.
Oh, I knew it was
and
a
you
cop.
just chose, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
and
for
then
you.
my friends in the car were like, oh my god, he just honked at a cop. Honked at a cop. And I was like, oh my god, I was scared that like it was gonna come back and like get me.
I'd be like, actually, that's legal. Like,
Yeah. I don't think I
that's
would
so
do it
funny.
again though. It was actually very nerve-wracking, but I did.
No, but good for you.
Thanks.
You stood on business.
Thank you. He cut me off.
You did. It's okay.
Yeah, and then
So-
the last thing we have written here is that I think we touched on this before, but not wanting to go somewhere or to do something is an excuse.
Yeah, because again, you're just bringing like a bad version of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I rather, like, as much as I want to spend time with my friends, I rather them not be there than be there in like a bad mood and like
Yeah.
I could tell they want to go home.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Definitely. As long as they like tried. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as they put effort in, it's not like a, oh, you know what, I actually don't feel like going out. That's like a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like, guys, I'm like, I can't right now, just be honest. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Again, like you said, no lying. If you're just honest,
Yeah.
making up an excuse makes it 10 times worse.
I think it's really impressive too when someone can say like, you know what, I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I bit off more than I can chew, or like I'm really stressed out right now, and like I know I told you I would do this. I can't right now.
Yeah.
And then the most important thing too is rescheduling.
Yeah.
Being like, you know, I'm sorry, like, I know we had dinner plans. I'm sorry, I have this assignment. I didn't plan my time well. I have
Yeah.
to cancel dinner, but are you free on Thursday?
Just put in the effort, you know?
Yeah.
If you have to cancel, if you have to not show up, just show that you're putting in the effort in
Yeah.
another way.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, then that's not a valuable friend to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just giving like, oh, like I'll make this plan, but like who knows if I'll have to cancel or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't really plan for the possibility of me canceling. Because
Yeah.
when it does happen, it's very rare.
Yeah.
And I do feel really guilty about it because I didn't say maybe to the plans.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think I've had people super close in my life before just kind of be like, oh yeah, let's maybe hang out on Friday. It should work. You know what I mean? And then I keep my schedule open on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like 3 o'clock when we were supposed to hang out at 2. I'm like, hey, are you coming over? And they're like, actually I'm really tired, like it's not gonna work out. And boom, like I said no to shopping with my mom and she's out and I'm crying because I'm like, I want to be shopping with my mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you have to, your time, again, it's so valuable. Like, we keep repeating that, but
Yeah.
it is. And in any types of relationships, I'm never going to let myself be with someone or be around someone that's like a maybe person.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it can just be really disrespectful unless
Yeah.
you have a valid reason. Like, maybe you get like constant migraines or like something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, if you're someone who needs to cancel half the time,
Yeah.
or maybe you have a car, but like your parents are always like, never mind, I'm taking the car.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be like, yeah, like I really want to. I hope my parents don't take the car. It should work.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to be that person that's like, oh, Claire, do you want to hang out on Friday? Yeah, it might work. Like, I'll let you know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if I'm saying it might work, I'm going home, I'm figuring it out, and I'm texting you later that day
Yeah.
confirming.
That's the biggest thing too, is make sure that you are confirming or following up if you have to give a maybe.
It's not like uncool to be like excited for plans. Like, I feel like everyone
Yeah.
is so like, oh, I need to take a chill. Like, we don't have to text. We'll just like show up around 7. Who cares if I go at 7:30?
No.
It's cool to be on time.
Yeah.
And it's cool to be like, Claire, let's go out at 1 p.m. on Friday and let's like probably go out for like 3 or 4 hours and then go home for dinner. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
not bad to like plan out proproperly.
100%.
You don't have to be so like nonchalant. Like that.
Yeah. Bring
worst
back
kind of
play
people.
dates.
Bring back planned play dates. Bring back like times that don't change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bring back dinners that start at 6:30 and don't change to 7:30.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, if I make a plan with someone, I'm doing my other things around that. And
Yes.
school is very important to me, and it's more important than anything. But I'm not going to make a plan with someone if it's not going to give me enough time for school. So
Yeah.
if I'm making a plan for you, it means that I know in my mind I can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to work to get my work done before seeing you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't do that. They're like,
No.
oh, I'll see you. But then the date comes and they procrastinate. They're like, oh, actually, I have to get this done. I'm like, but you've known about the plan for like 5 days. You didn't want to work on it because you knew this was coming up.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
And
just
that's
kind of disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful, and it speaks to very like poor planning and like a lack of maturity, 100%, in like being able to plan and like prepare
a lack
accordingly.
of the person wanting to see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or at least it feels like that.
100% it feels like that. And I would say like you are always really good. I don't think you've ever canceled a plan. Not that I can remember, but 99, I don't think you've ever canceled plans with me. And
I don't think so.
You're very good at showing up.
Thank you.
So.
The thing with me is like, I don't know, for the past like 8 months, I've been struggling with like migraines, and I don't know where they came from. And it gets like really bad sometimes. But it's the kind of thing that like, I've canceled a couple plans because of it, but I've also had times where I've told my friends, like, I'm not going to be fun tonight. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, should we cancel? Whatever. And they'll be like, no, like, I still want to see you. Even if you just want to lay down and, like, watch a movie and close your eyes, I'll sit there with you, which is really
That's
sweet.
Yeah.
But if it's something like, I remember once I got a really bad headache when I was about to leave the house to see you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I really don't want to cancel. I'm just going to try. And the worst case is I get there and then an hour goes by and it really hurts. Then I'll be like, I'm sorry. Like, is it okay if we cut it short? I'd rather, I mean, I guess that's a lot of traveling for you too, to have to go for an hour and then go home. But like, I had hoped that it would go away, and it did end up going away.
Yeah.
I would hate the idea of canceling something prematurely just because I think I won't have a good time or I think I'll be in pain, even when there's a chance I won't be.
Yeah.
So I'll usually be like, okay, I'm just going to go and stick it out. You know, like yesterday, I had a really bad headache, but I was like, I'm not going to skip school because I have a headache right now, because maybe I won't later.
Yeah.
I did later.
Okay, you did.
But I stuck out my first class and then I went home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I still felt better about myself than I would have if I skipped both classes.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah, it's just a thing, like, it's good to put yourself first, and you should do it, but, like, put some effort in, you know? Like, I know Claire would be completely fine. She reminded me a lot of times that day that, like, you can go home if you don't feel well, or you could have canceled.
Let the record show, I didn't know that she had the migraine until she got here.
Yeah. So then when I got there, you were like, oh my God, like, you could have canceled. Why didn't you cancel?
Yeah.
And you were, like, mad at me for not canceling. And I was like,
well, I feel bad.
I would never want to cancel. Because also, I wanted to see you.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted to see you. I was excited about our little date. And I think that was, like, when we went to the well and we went shopping.
I think it was the well day. Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. But... yeah,
and the well's a good place for that too. It's very like low key. Like we weren't like in a high. Like if we were like the Eaton Center, it was like definitely more busy and like loud, which probably wouldn't help the migraine. But the well was very like low key. I think it was even like a really rainy day. It was like it was very chill.
And it was half
very
outside,
low key.
which is like the fresh air is nice. It was a bit cold. I wasn't like, you know when like you're really hot and then it's like you're overstimulated, like sometimes that makes it worse. So that was good. And we just like, instead of shopping the whole day, we would take breaks and go to a coffee shop and sit down for like an hour, or like we'd go to the restaurant, you know what I mean? Like you were able to accommodate that, which is really sweet. But I don't want to speak for you, but I'm sure you preferred that over having me canceled and then you having nothing to do that day, right?
Yeah. And well, I mean, like you said, I wanted to see you too, and I actually think that like that was one of like my favorite times that we've hung out. I really liked the well. Fun. It was very fun.
It was really fun.
That one and the cherry blossoms.
Oh, that was like,
a very fun day.
So romantic. I was like, we said this last week. I was like, I've never had a date this like, beautiful.
It was so romantic with like the beautiful flowers.
We had like a picnic blanket. We were sitting chit-chatting on this gorgeous hill with the cherry blossoms, and then we went to like dinner at like a restaurant. It was a whole thing, and it was awesome.
It was very sweet. It was a good, and I was very jet lagged. I had just gotten this actually kind of jumps off what you were saying.
I forgot to. I was gonna say that you literally went to like one of our friends' parties, and you had gone off of a trip from Portugal on a plane.
Yeah.
The same day or the night before?
Okay, so I'll tell you.
Yeah, please.
So, because of the time difference in Portugal, I woke up at 6 a.m. Portugal time, which is about 2 a.m. here in Toronto.
Yeah.
And then I traveled to the airport. I took the 7-hour flight home. I then went to the airport and I took the Uber home, which, as anyone knows, taking an Uber from Pearson, I guess no one knows where I live, but
from Pearson to anywhere.
From Pearson to anywhere, it's bad. And especially, I think I landed at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, so the traffic was rough. And I took
the flight is 8 hours, not 7.
An 8-hour, it was an 8-hour flight.
It's
oh
8
my
hours,
God, it took forever.
Because the Azores is 6, and I think it's a 2-hour difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I got home. I took the Uber home. I met up with my parents because it was a solo trip to Portugal, so they didn't know, like, or they knew I was going, but they were like, "I want to."
How you did that?
Thank you. But they were super excited to see me, and then I was like, "Hey, like, I love you guys. This is great, but like, I have to be in Brampton in like an hour. Like, I have to go." So my dad drove me to the train station, and then I got on the GO train to Brampton, and then, or did I drive? I can't remember what I did. I was so jet lagged.
No, because I picked you up from the train
You did
station.
pick me up in the Jeep, yeah.
In the Jeep.
Yeah. You picked me up, and then we went to the party, and I didn't go to bed because I slept over at your house, and we didn't go to bed until 2 a.m. Toronto time, so I was up for 24 hours, and there's pictures so bad.
I don't think they're that bad. Like,
okay.
We were trying to find pictures to post on our Instagram, and I was like, oh, this is a cute selfie of us. She was like, oh my God. But like, yeah, you definitely looked more tired than usual.
I was exhausted.
But gorgeous nonetheless.
And then the next day, I was still so jet lagged that I accidentally got on a bus to Guelph instead of Toronto.
That was so sad because I was like stranded at my house with no car, so I couldn't drive her to the train station. So she was just like, "Okay, I'll like bus, it's fine," and then bus, not this way, that way.
Yeah, I went to Guelph.
It was so bad.
And then I had to go back to Toronto. It was
That phone call was really sad.
It was a really sad.
I think I'm in Guelph.
Yeah, that's exactly how I sounded.
I felt so bad. I felt so helpless too.
Yeah, I felt helpless too.
But you made it.
But I made it, and it was fun. I'm happy I got to show up because I really wanted to go to that party.
It was very fun.
It was a fun time.
Yeah.
Despite the jet lag.
But you're one of those people that, like, if you say, maybe I'll let you know, it's not like maybe I'll let you know, and then it's like, oh, like leaving an excuse to say no.
Yeah.
It's maybe as in genuinely I need to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I will try.
Yeah. It's like I don't know.
75% of the time that you've said, oh, like maybe I'll have to let you know, it's a yes, you know?
Yeah.
And the few times that it isn't, you figure it out right away and you're like, yeah, no, I won't be able to make it work. I'm sorry, but I tried.
Yeah.
Which is really respectable because I'm trained to hear maybe and think no. You know? We all are. So
yeah.
It's really, like, I value that about you. It makes me, like,
Aww.
not worry about when we plan things, you know?
That's sweet.
Because there's a lot of people, I'll plan something, and I have to genuinely, like, plan for the, like, possibility that it won't happen.
Yeah.
Which is, like, sad. But
I think 99% of the time, or 100% of the time, I try to make it work, and, like, 99% of the time, I can make it work.
Yeah.
But there's always the odd time where, like, I have work or something I just can't miss, so it doesn't work. But I think majority of the time, you and I both, like, majority of the time, we show up.
Yeah, and that's why we've had some of the greatest dates of our lives.
Best day of our lives.
Show up. It's not that hard, guys.
Okay. Okay. Examples of boundaries. Something that I wrote here is having boundaries for yourself and holding yourself accountable. I think that's very important, and you need to surround yourself with what makes you feel good, and the only person responsible for that is you.
No, exactly. I think I wrote down just a little example that, like, I don't know. My example is, like, group chats or, like, social media pages. Like, I'm really big on muting the ones that you don't want to hear from or see. Yeah. But I'm also not the kind of person to block people often or, like, unadd people. So if I don't have, like, beef with you, I'm just like, you know what? Seeing this on my feed is not doing any good for my confidence or my mental health. If it's affecting me in any way, I'll just mute it. You know what I mean? So then you don't have to see it as often.
100%.
I used to think that the people that don't answer group chats, okay, school group chats are different. Answer, please. But if it's like a friend group chat of like 10 people, I used to think the ones that aren't answering are like, oh, you're too good for the group chat, like whatever. And now I've become that person. Not that I don't answer at all, but I've realized the art of like muting a group chat that isn't doing any good for you.
Yeah. Protect your peace.
Protect your peace. And I'm not saying the group chats that I'm in are like causing a lot of drama, whatever. It's more just like, I don't know, there's like people that I don't have energy to talk to, or like I don't have any space in the conversation, like I'll answer whenever I open it up, but I'm not going to let it pop up on my phone 10 times a day and be forced to read it out of my own time. You know?
100%, yeah. And especially if it's impacting you negatively like that. And
I had that switch between, like, it's rude to ignore it to being like, you know what, I'm just protecting my peace, like you said.
And sometimes,
it's a good thing to do. No, go ahead.
Sometimes, too, like, engaging with those people, it doesn't produce anything positive, and like engaging with that, it's going to make you upset and make them upset. So sometimes it's actually like the mature thing to do to take a step back and be like, you know what, this isn't for me right now.
Yeah. And I've had issues thinking like, oh, if I don't text this group chat, some of the people like will never talk, this is our only way of communicating. And then I'm like, wait, that like answers it in itself. Like if someone's not trying to reach out to me and I'm not like reaching out to them, we're not talking privately, that's not like a close friendship. So why am I trying to protect it so hard when they're not trying?
100%. I think, like, you know when people want to see you. You know when people like you, like, for the most part.
You and I live very far away from each other.
We do.
We didn't have any common places we would go to much in the summer. We still planned all the time.
We made it work.
And we saw each
other. At least once a week.
We saw each other all the time.
Yeah.
And we had no, like, actual reason to, like, we didn't have the same places we were going. We just we're like, we're gonna make this work, we're friends and we want to see each other. And if like 2 or 3 weeks had to go by, we'd be like, dang, like I really want to like do something else. I miss you. Right?
I think I told you, I remember one time like I was working at the beach this past summer and like some girl walked by with your perfume and I was like, oh my god, that smells like Ava. And I was like, I haven't seen Ava in so long.
It's so funny how like scents can do that.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, it's your signature perfume, so for a reason.
Makes me actually so happy. This is so off topic, but like I just had a signature perfume like in the last year, so it's fresh. So I'm really glad that you associate that with
I do. I literally, it was like you on the beach.
Oh my god.
And I also think too, like we both make sacrifices. That's dramatic to say, but like
it is true.
99% of the time,
sacrifices,
99% of the time when you and I would hang out, we would each both like either drive to like Yorkdale, which is about halfway between our houses, or we would like each take the train to downtown Toronto. Your train ride is longer than mine for sure, but
still.
Like we both made the effort to put in energy to make it work and make it happen.
Yeah. Or if we were like, oh, we're only free this day, but I was like, I really have plans with my family at like 6, whatever, you would be so accommodated to come early so that we could do something earlier in the day. And like once she like literally was up until like 5 a.m. the night before.
Me?
Yeah. Do you remember when we went to the Eaton Center to shop? We went to like back to school shopping, and you were up until like 5 a.m. And like I asked her, I was so dumb. I asked her, I was like, hey, can we meet earlier just because I have plans later in the day? She's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So here I am, dumb, like making you go on a train at like 10 a.m. after being out like literally hours before, and I didn't know. So I'm like, hey, how are you? She's like, good. Like,
I'm really tired.
Drinking. But you still did it, and that was so sweet. And I remember being like, oh my god, like she's a real one. Like she's like really, I don't know, not willing to even just push it back. You were like, no, I made these plans, and I think you even said like the plans that I had last night were last minute. Yours were first.
Yeah.
So I'm prioritizing your plans, which I really appreciated because so many people aren't like that. And I've had people be like, oh, like I'll be like, can you hang out? And they're like, oh yeah, like. I just, like, don't know if my friend wants to hang out, so, like, let me know. And I'll be like, but, like, I'm
so
confirming plans with you. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds kind of, like, rude of me to say, but I'm, like, that other person isn't caring about your time and being like, let's hang out. They're like, oh, like, maybe either this day or that day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm talking about people that, like, don't prioritize time. I'm not saying, like, genuinely 100%. They don't know which day. That's different. But people that'll always be like, oh, like, just keep a few days open. Like, I'll let you know. And then you don't make plans with me. Prioritize your own time. Make a plan with me. And then the other person, too late. Like, they missed their chance, right?
For the day that you're talking about, it was like a work like event, kind of like end of year celebration that we do every year, and so I had done that, and I did not expect the after party to go into. I knew I would be out until like maybe 1 or 2. I did not expect the after party to go until 5.
Exactly.
And that was my fault for staying out until 5. But so I knew I was like, I can't cancel on Ava because like we had these plans before, and it was my own fault for being up until 5. So like I still need to show up.
I know, but I wouldn't even say your fault because you still showed up.
True.
And you didn't even complain about it. Like I think I only found out you were out that late because of like a story time I asked for.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't like offer the information.
Like, oh, I'm so tired. Like, you know what I mean? You were trying to hide it, which is so sweet.
Because I knew you'd be mad at me.
Why would I be mad at you?
Well, not mad, but like, you'd be like, Claire, why did you do that?
No, I was very happy for you.
Okay.
But I was upset that you went to my plans. Like, you could have easily canceled. You know what I mean? And I would have been fine. Yeah. I remember being like, why the heck? Like, I'm not mad at you for going up, but why the heck did you think you'd be okay at 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had a killer nap that day. After you and I split up, I had a great nap.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we have time for all this.
That's okay.
We kind of talked about that. Would you like... Oh, okay, one more really quick thing.
Yeah.
I think it's also important, and we also have the responsibility within ourselves and to our friends and family to normalize hearing no from other people and respecting that without taking it as a personal attack on yourself and learning to accept. It's not like a rejection, but learning to accept no like that is an important life skill.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to say yes.
No, exactly. Sorry, I got distracted. I saw Mr. Gary outside. He's gone now. My best friend. Yeah. No, you said that really well. I don't even know what else to add, honestly. Yeah, I've had friendships before that feel very, like, what's the word? Like, I don't know. Like, very, I don't know. They're taking up a lot of my energy by making me feel like I'm doing something wrong when I'm
like
not.
draining.
Very draining and very, like, I am not allowed to have boundaries, you know?
That's hard.
So you need to be like that for yourself, too, and just focus on how important boundaries are to have. And if you don't have friends that respect that, then they're not real friends, right?
Yeah. And so it's like the whole, like, treat others the way you want to be treated. Yeah. Like, when someone says no to you, understand that, like, when you're saying no to them, you're not saying it because you hate them.
Yeah.
So don't think that they hate you.
Yeah.
Try and not take it personally and just recognize that they're doing it for them. And it's actually not about you. It's about them.
It's never,
It's not about you.
Never about them. But I've had that issue where I've felt like it was all my fault, right?
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, oh, like, why aren't you trying? Or, like, they'll make you feel like, oh, like, is that a real excuse? Like, tell me the truth. What are you actually doing? And I'm like, no, I'm actually sick.
Not the
like,
accusatory.
really? Like,
wow.
I mean? Like, because I don't cancel often at all, you know. So if I do, it's, like, for a real reason. But I've had people kind of be like, oh, like, you know, like, get upset that I'm, like, they feel like I don't like them. And I've probably had that the opposite way more often. But it's happened to me, too, so I've seen both sides.
Yeah, 100%.
You really have to understand your own boundaries and understand other people's and recognize that they're valid, and it's not always about you.
Yeah, which isn't easy.
It's not easy.
But, like, just making the effort and acknowledging that, I think, is the first step in making it better, so.
Like, if your friend cancels on you, and they don't cancel that often, like, it's a respectable cancel,
yeah,
they have other friends that they could have done that to as well. You know what I mean? It's not just you. Some people will
100%.
jump to be like, oh my god, they hate me, oh my god, like, they don't like me anymore, like, we're not friends. It's not, I don't know.
It's not about you.
It's not about you in the most respectful way.
In the nicest way possible. It's not about you. It's 99% of the time, it's just them setting their boundaries, like we're trying to teach.
So I guess, the takeaway is just, like, make sure you recognize it both ways.
Yeah.
Always.
Would you like to share yourself?
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so update on last week. I did get my piercing, and I am so happy with it. I was literally in the line with, like, Claire and our other friend, and I was just like, am I going to regret it? Like, should I not do it? I was freaking out. I was so nervous before those things, but they were like, come on, like, you've been talking about it for literally years. The second I did it, I was like a new person. I was, like, so happy.
Yeah, it looks amazing, too.
Oh, my God, thank you. I've been getting a lot of compliments on it. A lot of people are, like, noticing it. But yesterday, it's a belly button piercing, and yesterday, my friend Christina looked at me, she went, oh, belly button!
No.
Like, yes, I have a belly button. Like, thanks for noticing. It was so funny.
That's so cute.
What is my self-care share for this week? What did I write down? I have a book that I've been trying to read for literally, like, 3 months, and I was a big reader in the summer, but the second school started, I was like, I can't do this anymore, and I got so overwhelmed, because we already have a lot of readings in school. Yeah. So I'm going to try to start that, because this week is a little bit lighter.
Awesome. Yeah. What book is it?
Oh my god, I don't even remember what it's called. My aunt gave it to me, but it's like a rom-com.
Okay, cute.
Yeah. Which one was, The 7-Year Slip.
7-Year Slip. Okay.
I didn't remember because I have, like, 3 books to read right now, but that's the one I said I'm reading next.
Okay. I look forward to hearing about it.
Yes.
I did actually do my healthy meal thing from last week. I made not 1 but 2.
Oh my god.
So I was very proud of myself. A very chef moment. And then my goal for this week is to go to my yoga class on Wednesday with my friend, my old roommate.
That's exciting.
Because my back has been hurting and I need to stretch.
Okay, let me know how that is. I'd love to try one with you one time,
yeah,
too.
we should go.
I've never been, and I really want to try one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think that's been it.
that's our episode. Biggest takeaway is that boundaries are more than okay. In fact, they are essential, and allow yourself to hold boundaries.
Yep.
And that's all for our boundaries episode of Girl Code.
Thank you so much for tuning in, if you did. And follow the Instagram. Look, we'll be posting some clips.
Yeah.
And we'll be here every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Amazing.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.